You're here today, you took the challenge, and you're here in support of helping fight something called ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. I'm going to let Ms. Hebert read a few facts about ALS. She's going to introduce two of our guests, and then we'll have a few more things to do.
ALS may also be called Lou Gehrig's disease. It's a rapidly progressive neuromuscular disease. The motor nerve cells die, voluntary muscles degenerate, the senses are not impaired, the intellect may remain unaffected. ALS is not contagious, but it is a fatal disease with no effective treatment and no cure at this time. It's why we're here today, to raise money, and there's a walk this weekend because we want to try to find a cure, and we want to find effective treatment for those who are suffering with ALS. 80% of people with ALS die within 2 to 5 years of diagnosis. Some people die within months. Only 10% of those affected may live 10 years or longer. ALS can strike anyone. It affects all ethnic and socioeconomic groups. It can strike the very young or the elderly, but it's most commonly diagnosed in middle and late adulthood. Today, and this activity once again shows the heart of Lusher School and of you. I want to thank all the students and teachers and parents who are here today to participate. I'd like to introduce you to two important people. The first person is Stacy Campo. She's the team captain for one of the teams called Teresa's Pals. She has worked on helping organize the ALS walk for many years. You might be asking, who's Teresa? Teresa was Miss Ori's sister, who passed away a number of years ago. The next person that I'd like to introduce you to is Chelsea Moreau. She's the event coordinator for the ALS Association, the Louisiana, Mississippi chapter. And she plans events to help raise money for ALS. Please welcome both Chelsea and Stacy to Lusher School.
Thank you all so much for everything you do for people with ALS. Just to give you an idea of what y'all accomplished last year, we were able to bring an entire program to our organization because of the funds that you raised. It goes towards our respite care program. As you can tell, ALS is a 24/7 care disease. So family members are deeply affected and have to care for their loved one at all times. But what happens when they need to take care of themselves? So the respite care program gives them an opportunity to go get their hair done, to go do the groceries, to have a chance to know that their loved one is cared for by someone that is usually a nurse, very qualified to care for someone with such a terrible disease. So can y'all take a chance to clap for yourselves for that important... You've made a real difference. I can't thank you all enough for all that y'all have done. In that one piece, it takes $250,000 a year for every single person to really live the highest quality of life with ALS. So you are truly making a difference today, and every time you start a conversation about this terrible disease. Many of you know who Steve Gleason is and the difference that we have been able to make through partnering with him and his organization. People can now not worry about having a communication device. What typically happens, as your principal said, is over the course of your disease, your brain is completely there. And some of the smartest people get diagnosed with this disease. You just can't use your body or your voice to communicate anymore. So it is so important to have an opportunity to get your message across and know if you need help or just want to tell someone, I love you. So y'all are really making a difference today, and we can't thank you enough. I hope that y'all come out to our event this weekend. It's at Audubon Park, shelter number 10. So it's right across from the zoo. I have some coupons, not with me today, but if y'all come to the event, we have some coupons for the zoo if y'all want to go right after, but you can use them through the end of the year. So there's a great chance to meet people with ALS and learn the difference that you're making hands-on by attending our event on Saturday. Check-in is at 9 and the walk starts at 10. So I hope to see you all there, and I hope you have been touched today by the awareness that you are creating and the difference that you are making through the dollars that y'all raised.
I wanted to say thank you as well. As a team captain, this is really important and near and dear to my heart. Nearly 20 years ago, I met Teresa. She was a normal person, very healthy. She was a mother, and I'm best friends with her niece, so I got to see her throughout the stages of her illness, and it really made an impact. So thank you for all you've done, and hope to see some of y'all on Saturday.
All right, what we're going to do, we're going to ask our students to stand up. Miss Morrow is going to give us the 1, 2, 3, and then we'll dump. And with your support, when she yells dump, you will yell for us, fight ALS. I'm going to speak about one thing, and I want you to understand how much this means for me and my family. The money that you've helped raise is being donated in my sister's team's name. But it goes together to fight the ALS, and it goes to the ALS organization as a whole. One of the things that Chelsea mentioned was a speaking box. And one of the, I guess, abilities that my sister lost was the ability to speak. Watching her go down day by day, she was a nurse, and she was sharp as a tack, smarter than I will ever be, and still, till the day she passed away, maintained every bit of her intelligence. What she didn't have was the ability to speak. So a speaking box was donated to her through funds that you help raise, such as this, and they use their eyes, and they point on a letter, and the box speaks for them. So when we would watch her or sit with her on weekends, she could tell us if she needed water, if she wanted her son, if she wanted the TV changed. I usually kept it on stations for me because she watched stuff I didn't like, but she couldn't change it, so okay. She watched surgery channels, and that made me ill. But yeah, really, for her it was. What you're doing today and raising awareness and just bringing about that hopefully one day we will find a cure. There's also somebody standing with us today whose Uncle Chuck was recently diagnosed with ALS, and that's Hannah Jabalese. So we stand together today in honor of Uncle Chuck. All right, I'm going to turn it over.
Are y'all ready? How did y'all get the little buckets? They got huge ones. All right, raise them up. 1, 2, 3, dump!
I'm going to ask you to take one more step. I grew up in a family, living in New Orleans my whole life. We are Saints fan, diehards. And I attended Saints games in Tulane Stadium as a child. And I know tomorrow we're playing the Thursday night game against the Atlanta Falcons. Now, when I was growing up, and still to this day, if you beat the Atlanta Falcons, that's like the Super Bowl, even if you lose the rest of the game. So we want to fill our middle school tomorrow with black and gold. So tomorrow is officially Black and Gold Day to help support the Saints. My sister was a Saints fan, and she'd be with you also. Thank you for your help today. Ms. Ranheim, if you would play us a little music. Students, when we dismiss, we have some parents that